Hi there. Welcome to your journey into buying a franchise. Today we are talking about the children's education segment. Now, anytime that I talk about what is the hottest categories that exist in franchising, I always include children's education, and you can just see how far it's come over the years. If you were to flash backwards and look at the biggest players in the space, you would see just tremendous innovation that has happened within those brands. Now, children's education spans all types of investments. It can be STEM, it can be more of the daycare or heavier educational franchises, it could be the tutoring brands. And so there's all these different types of brands that are designed to really help children develop their brain and develop education. Now, on the flip side of it, if you look at this investment category, a lot of the brands produce really strong financial volumes. And that's probably because of the supplemental services that they offer help supplement some of the education that you're getting in a public school system. And so the category is quite large. What I want to share with you today are a few pathways on how I would go about searching for a children's education brand and where would I start, which will hopefully give you some guidelines on your journey as well. So if you are on 1851franchise.com, I want to share a few resources with you to help you find some brands that end up being in that category. If you scroll over how to buy a franchise, you'll see there are some tools here, including the free white paper on how to buy a franchise, and our masterclass. Within our masterclass, Picking the Right Franchise Opportunity, you can see we walk you through defining the what's and the whys, doing your homework, mutual evaluation process. So a lot of cool tools here. All you got to do is register. It's another free tool that we provide as you're trying to figure out what franchise makes sense for you. Once you get into the Growth Club, you'll see it's very easy to start narrowing down. You can click on education, or you could click on youth enrichment. This will start giving you some of the brands. Now, truthfully, these are only the brands that are in our inventory. We're trying to add as many brands as possible into the inventory, but these are the only ones that have so far signed up for Growth Club, which is a free tool for franchisors to register on here. But again, this is not a complete inventory. This gives you a glimpse into it. If I'm you, I start off by searching children's education franchises or children's enrichment franchises and see what exists. And you can see several that exist here. You'll see some ads for brands that are advertising here. And then there's tons of lists that you can go through that will showcase some of the brands that fall into those categories. Once you find a brand, so we're going to use Children's Lighthouse as the avatar, there are brands that also use 1851 to build out a mini magazine to tell the story behind their business. So if you are reading this, you're watching this video, and you go to Children's Lighthouse, now you can start learning on the content, or what is the content, the exciting things behind the business. And then they're giving some really cool resources like explaining the FDD, how to read Children's Lighthouse franchise disclosure document. There are a lot of good resources that exist within this page, but you can click around, you can click on franchise information. The Learn tab will help navigate you to the franchise website. There's a good video on here so that you can get excited about what the business opportunity is, what are the costs. Now you can see for this example, $867 to $8.9 million. It depends if you own the land and you're building the building or not. But you can see there's a variation in the process of what it costs to get involved in a business like this. But if you go back to Google and search for children's enrichment franchises, you'll see, again, there's Children's Lighthouse again. But you'll see just a whole bunch of different options that exist in here. And then sometimes when Google is good, it will give you a tool like this where it can just start giving you a whole plethora of businesses that make sense for you. Now, my recommendation when looking at any type of franchise category is to fall in love with the brand, the idea of a few different businesses, and then start going the route of building out, comparing the brands on what is the cost to get in. Can I open in the market that I want to open in? What does validation look like? What is the buzz online? Like, some of these things will help you start charting out what type of brands you should look at in that category. Again, like once you fall in love with a brand or a category, I would look at somewhere between 3 and 5 different brands so they can start saying which one fits my financial needs and which one fits my cultural needs to make sure that that brand is designed for support. For instance, with Children's Lighthouse, we've done a lot of video interviews with their team on what is the extras that you get, like what is all the support that is behind the business. It's quite impressive. And so when I'm looking at a business opportunity, I'm starting to weigh those things against what another brand can provide me when I'm going through the process of deciding if a brand makes sense or not. Now, what I really like about the children's enrichment or children's education or children's tutoring businesses is, again, they've been around for a very, very long time. They continue to innovate as we learn more information about how the franchise segment works. And frankly, when I'm looking at an investment, for me, I'm looking at, and I've said this in videos before, can I afford 3 of them eventually? And then on a return on investment, what does that payback period look like for me specifically? I'm looking for around a 3-year payback on my initial investment. So therefore, I can scale and continue to build wealth within a business construct. So for you, if you're looking at children's education, again, like pick a few brands that you like, do some gentle homework, use our masterclass. I'll give you some of the tools. And then this will start you on your journey of finding the right children's education franchise for you.